Father Vogel, we continue our series on Saint Jean-Baptiste de La Salle's Meditations in Time of Retreat, especially for teachers. We're in the 9th meditation, the obligation of those who instruct youth to have much zeal to fulfill well so holy a work. His first point, reflect on what St. Paul says, that it is God who has established in the church apostles, prophets, and teachers, and you will be convinced that he has also established you in your work. That the same saint gives you another expression of this when he says that there are diverse ministries, but there are different operations, and the Holy Spirit manifests himself in each of these gifts for the common good, that is to say, for the good of the church. One receives by the Spirit the gift to speak with wisdom, another the gift of faith by the same Spirit. So in this meditation, the 9th meditation, we're going to be meditating upon the call to have zeal, to be filled with energy for this great mission of teaching. So to inspire us to have this kind of energy for what God has given to us, to realize, he says, that St. Paul says that there's many different ministries, a variety of different ministries. Everybody is called to a specific role in God's kingdom, his church. And so one of these is to speak his wisdom, to teach. He continues, you must not doubt that it is a great gift of God. This grace he has given you to be entrusted with the instruction of children, to announce the gospel to them and to bring them up in the spirit of religion. But in calling you to this holy ministry, God demands that you fulfill it with ardent zeal for their salvation, because this is the work of God, and he curses the one who does his work, and he curses the one who does his work carelessly. So, knowing that this is God's work for us, that this is a vocation to teach, it is a ministry of the Holy Spirit, gifts upon specific people, this should give us great energy knowing that this is what God has called me to do, and to fulfill it out with this kind of energy. Because if God gives someone a gift, and like we see in the Gospels, those who just bury their talent in the earth, he says there ends up being a curse that falls upon them because they're not with great energy striving to do God's will. Let it be clear then, in all your conduct toward the children who are entrusted to you, that you regard yourselves as the ministers of God, carrying out your ministry with love and a sincere and true zeal, accepting with much patience the difficulties you have to suffer, willingly to be despised by men and to be persecuted, even to give your life for Jesus in the fulfillment of your ministry. So to consider, as we've discussed before in previous meditations, that we are carrying out this ministry as God in his place, in the person of Jesus, in a sense. And so we should have the same energy that God would have toward this, even if it means difficult moments, which certainly any kind of vocation God calls us to will do that. The zeal that ought to inspire you is meant to give you these dispositions, so that you recognize that it is God who has called you, who has destined you for this work, and who has sent you to labor in his vineyard. Do this then with all the affection of your heart, working entirely for him. You know, the knowledge that God is the one who has sent you on this should give us great energy. We don't have to hold anything back, wondering, does God really want me to do this? But knowing we've received this vocation from him, we can go forth with great energy, knowing that, yes, I am doing God's will. So the next couple points, he's going to continue talking about having zeal for this ministry of teaching. God bless.